All right, so if you haven't heard already, Jagex have released a huge article and a huge amount of news about their change in direction that they want to implement for MTX in the game. To summarize it very quickly before I go into my live highlights from my unfiltered thoughts about this change and this positive shift overall, let's just summarize what this is very quickly in case you haven't watched another video or read the article yourself. So there are 3 experiments that they want to try over the course of the next 3 months, so through July, August, and September. So effectively over the summer months. And these experiments are to test different theories around better ways that they can offer additional purchases within RuneScape, all with the underlying goal to make the game a sustainable, healthy game for the next 25 plus years. You know, a really bold statement. And yes, it's no shock to anyone that, yeah, the player base has been trickling down, as well as MTX revenue going down. So, you know, there's something that they want to do about this to improve the player experience and keep the game financially sustainable. There's going to be 3 experiments, starting off with disabling, yes, completely removing the treasure hunter. Now, this will last anywhere between 1 to 14 days, hopefully for the full 2 weeks. They're going to turn off the treasure hunter and instead offer bundles of stars and knowledge bombs for direct purchase. Now, straight away, absolute no-brainer. Of course, we hate the treasure hunter, remove it. Let's see how this experiment pans out. They're going to have to study the data. But especially with me kind of going away from the game and coming back every time, hit by that all the time, hit by that the first time I enter the game, every time, after having a break for a bit, a few months or whatever, it's just horrific. It really is. And yeah, it's so jarring, every 3 days, yeah, it's so jarring. Oh, there's another one. What the heck is this? Oh, there's this flipping weird thing where you can do 1v1 through this minigame. Oh, there's a dungeoneering thing. Oh, there's a flipping, I don't know, ×5 multiplier for it's what? Imagine a new player coming into the game, trying to just be immersed into the game, and then they get that all the time with a flashing bot. It's horrendous, and they've kept it that same method for so many years. It's just baffling. No wonder they don't have any new players or growth. It really taints the game. It really taints the game. It does not make me feel proud to be a RuneScape player. That's why it's experiments. They still need to make money for shareholders, and somehow they've managed to build up this argument of, hey, here's all this feedback from players. We have a feeling we can grow the player base. If you want a sustainable income, like a pension fund or something, if you want sustainable share dividends or whatever from this game, eventually it will die. The less players there are playing, the less players are purchasing MTX anyway, right? So literally, it's a dying model right now. So MTX is a thing, probably not going anywhere. Kind of can't. But it can definitely be rescoped, where it's not as invasive, it's more transparent, less jarring and random. So we don't know, though, to play devil's advocate, what the bundles are going to contain and how obnoxious they will be. And it's 1 bundle per day and the cost around those things. So yeah, definitely going to be playing during this period of time just to see kind of how that feels. I mean, I could not wait just to log in the game and not have that chest popping up obnoxiously and really jarring in your face every single time you log in. And a different promo every 3 days. It's horrendous, and it's definitely a massive change they need to make. The next experiment is double experience will only have bonus XP available, so they're going to disable the use of proteins, dummies, lamps, and other skilling items available via MTX entirely on that double XP. And they're going to provide a proposed list of what items they're excluding during this double XP event. They'll propose that list before, with ample time before the event actually happens. So the way I reflect on this one in stream is, you know, you can imagine everyone right now, most people will log in or try and get into World 84 or those other worlds where there's portable skilling stations and various things like that in Fort for in 3 right now. Yeah, I'm really interested again to play during this period of time. Like, how is it going to feel to play the game again? You know, I think Jagex have been leading up to the point where they're able to do things like this more efficiently as well, with different updates like the mining and smithing rework, where people aren't competing for those resources anymore. I think the main areas of competition will still be like combat training, maybe Slayer training, and things like that. But I feel like a lot of the skill reworks have been leading up to the point of like non-competitive resource gathering. So this could work out quite well, but it's just going to be just different and amazingly refreshing just to see people running around the world doing their training methods now, maybe, instead of like staying in that one place just gathered around. Yes, you had a community vibe and a feel, but it definitely just wasn't, you know, it's not playing RuneScape and the methods that the developers have designed, you know? So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing how the world feels different during that double experience weekend. And then we have a cosmetic mega drop where they're going to offer a large selection of past cosmetic overrides, including some previously only available via the treasure hunter for direct purchase all at once. Now, this is one of the areas where I instantly go into the thought of FOMO and psychological kind of manipulation and nudging players to go out and like buy a load of overrides because it's a limited kind of for a limited time only, because there's no guarantee they're going to always take this approach. And I do have some live highlights about that I'll put into this video. If a player subjectively really likes the look of these cosmetics, then they may be inclined, like it's the whole argument about FOMO, they may be inclined to log in here and purchase them all. Yeah, so this is what I was referring to. So like the pressure from artificial scarcity. So that 14-day window creates urgency, which might feel manipulative or predatory to some. It's not loot boxes, but it's still a psychological nudge. Yeah, you know, maybe if a lot of people purchase it, they might actually go with this instead of doing it through the treasure hunter. That's a good thing, you know, but there's no guarantee. And so with that lack of guarantee that this is the alternative approach, people, you may go in and want to buy all those cosmetics that you think look cool because like you can, and you know what you're buying and it's transparent. It's probably going to depend on the cost of the items, but forget about that. It undermines the battle pass, aka it undermines the treasure hunter. We don't give a crap. Remove it. Like that's what we don't care about. So we don't, that's actually a pro to the player. Like it's a con if like battle passes are actually an integrated system and done well in a game. I'm not really a big fan of them, but we don't care if it undermines treasure hunter as a player because we don't want it. Anyway, there you go. That's cosmetics. We delved into that a lot deeper than I anticipated, but from reading that one sentence, that my mind instantly went to FOMO. Does that make sense? Like out of these 3 experiments, I think this one in particular is one I have a concern about. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think they should just be like literally selling cosmetics straight out, like Path of Exile, for example. You know, I'm not saying like it should be those prices, and they don't look as good as that anyway. But if they are going to have cosmetics in the game or continue to, then yeah, I'm a massive. It should be freaking obvious. Like you buy what's there. They have started doing that, haven't they? So they have. Was it a few months ago? Maybe even since Modern Authors came in, they've already started doing subtle experiments because they released that. What was that dark mage looking outfit they brought out? So they do bring out some cosmetic overrides, and I bought one ages ago, I think, which was the retro Torva. Don't even get me started on Torva, okay? I love the shoulder pads here of the old Torva and everything. But yeah, even the intermediary Torva looked okay. And then they are also going to have a bonus experiment based on feedback over the years. So cosmetic-free worlds. This is really appealing to me, just making the game feel a lot more grounded. And I was listening to the RS guy's video, and he's a really big fan of this as well. He said like his group Iron Man, you know, he always plays with just his gear showing and he doesn't have cosmetic overrides because that just feels better for him to play. As he's progressing through his account, he's seeing his gear change and upgrade. Like, absolutely. I'm a big fan of that. What this actually means in reality, we'll have to wait and see, because obviously keepsake items is whether they classify that as a cosmetic override, because, you know, in reality, they are in-game earned items and you put it into a keepsake and then it's a yeah, it's a wardrobe override, but it's not purchasing a cosmetic through the store. So whether they still allow that, because that will still feel, you know, grounded in the aspect of that's gear that's releasing in the game, and a lot of the gear that they develop and design for earning in game tends to be less wacky. You know, the cosmetic stuff through Solomon's store tends to just feel a bit out of place. Well, in a lot of cases, for me personally, subjectively, a lot out of place. And yeah, I'm really not a big fan of wings either. I know the RS guy mentioned that in his video as well. But yeah, I think this I am really looking forward to, and I am 100% going to be playing in those worlds. So I think these experiments are, you know, this is the type of thing that gets me really excited to want to log into the game, make RuneScape my main game for this period of time, to really sort of just get a feeling of, like, you know, a different vibe of the game. How does it feel to play? How does it feel to log on and not see that chest? How does it feel to not have to earn keys and to not earn keys anymore and just feel that horrible niggle underneath you that still exists? Yeah, XP is not going away. So let's just see how this feels compared to Treasure Hunter. And maybe we feel as a player base they need to go even further with the XP aspect, but let's just see how these experiments go and we make sure we give our feedback. And that's why I really want to play during this period of time, just to see how the game feels, have chats with the RS community and a lot of my friends who are still playing RS, or just friends who don't even play RuneScape and I play like World of Warcraft with them, or other games that obviously have MTX in as well, and just talking and debating with them about like what this means, like this positive shift, what are the pros and cons to some of these things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Definitely let me know in the comment section what you think to this update. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of add in a few unfiltered perceptions of this update, of this upcoming change from my live stream that I did last night. And thanks again to Ryan, the RS guy, for raiding me with like 300 people. So I could really engage with quite a lot of people there on the spot. I was not expecting that, so that was awesome. So yeah, I've got some like highlights just to put in here. And it might feel a bit sporadic and messy, so apologies for that. But they are going to be very unfiltered, and hopefully that gives a bit more information of like my thoughts on this update. Let me know yours as well in the comment section below. Thanks. Yeah, basically MTX recap, talking about MTX, really just fully dedicated on this. I feel, for me personally, this is a major impact on me personally as a player, as a 20-year plus veteran of the game, like close to 25 years. RuneScape working up a 25-year vet cape. I don't know, maybe they are. That could be pretty cool. I'd be surprised if they actually follow through this, how many, like, this is game changing, not just for RuneScape. It's actually insane for the game industry. I think, yes, we've got a much smaller sample size than old school. You know, let's say, what, 4 to 5 times smaller concurrent player base a day. So it's safer doing experiments with our player base, you know, in terms of concurrent player count a day. But it's still pretty risky. Like, it's not even pretty, it's still highly, very, very risky. Doing it in the live production environment, doing it in the live game. Basically, what changes like this make me, if they can get the MTX model right for this game, where we feel okay about it, right? Where we feel like it's fair, it's transparent, it's all right. If they can make that happen in the next year, like, I want to get to the point where I can't recommend this game to anyone. I genuinely can't. Yes, there's lots of other issues, there's some other issues, but MTX is that big, annoying feature, like the way they do it in this game, Treasure Hunter in particular, you know, that exists, that just literally makes me not recommend this game. And I also don't feel proud as a player. Most of us, I keep trying to think of the word, and maybe you guys can help me, because I'm tired as F from a long day at work and various things, looking after family and my mum's 60th birthday party. But I'm trying to think of the word where people are so, like, existing players who play this game, like yourselves, and me passively as well, or sometimes actively. It does affect me quite a bit, to be fair, but I think a lot of people are so kind of used to it, you know. But there's 62% plus of old players who are willing to maybe give the game a try if they sort this out, you know. And a lot of us just kind of, quite a few people accept it and just, you know, click on the chest and they'll do the free keys or whatever. and then they'll ignore it again. But every single time, like when I return to the game and then every 3 days a different promo, like it's so intrusive and jarring. It really niggles at you at the underneath. You're like trying to enjoy the game and you really want to enjoy the game, and then all this crap MTX stuff keeps popping up, or you know it exists, and you've got this person next to you who might have just spent like flipping $5,000 on keys, right? You know, so it's always been a bit weird, and it makes you feel, it doesn't quite allow you to fully immerse yourself into the game. Yeah, I guess what I'm kind of alluding to is two things here. It could bring back a lot of players, or at least even players who are playing the game like myself who don't play it as their main game anymore. It may shift them in the right direction where you start really believing in like the leadership of JX, what they're trying to do, the shift, you know, the whole game design and philosophy, the fairness, the transparency, all of that stuff builds up such goodwill with the player base and the community. You start to feel more part of that community again. You start to want to be part of that. You know, you have trust in the direction which they're taking the game, the sustainability of the game. Like all of that impacts me. Like as a player, if I know I'm playing a dying game, it kind of does make you question, should you keep playing that game? Like I said, a bit of a quick recap. Ultimately, it's really enticing me back to the game, to play it as a main game, like front-facing game, just to kind of see the direction that this goes and how the community engages and what alternative experiments they come out with, and how, yeah, how they're balanced and how that makes me feel and other players feel when they're playing the game. I just want to be proud of playing the game again. You know, I want to feel proud to be a RuneScape player. I don't want all this mess and jankiness, and the way they do MTX in this game is just so untransparent. It's so, yeah, just janky and in your face and intrusive, predatory, all those sort of words, just not nice. And it really strips away from like the really good parts of this game and like all the good work that devs do and everything like that. So I really want to, it would be great to see that strategy changed, and well, the strategy is already in place now to change it, and I really hope they follow through with that, with their new leadership. How much they can get away with this is going to really, they're really transparent with their article. It's really going to depend on that financial stability and sustainability of the game. Ultimately, yeah, I'm a big fan. I really want to see this player base regrow. And yeah, hopefully this is a step in the right direction to achieve that and make this game more sustainable again, with less intrusive MTX. So, love you guys. Take it easy and keep enjoying the game and other games and all that sort of stuff. So that's my outro. That's my summary. It may bring a lot of players back, you know, as well. Once maybe not through the experiments, it definitely will for me, like actively. I'm playing the game anyway, but passively, but it'll bring me back to the forefront more. Playing the game actively and engaging with it and seeing what it's like, seeing how it feels to play the game. And I think a lot of people, they'll do the same thing. And then, you know, if they do make fundamental long-term changes on the back of this, then it may open up a lot of returning players, and that will lead to growth. So let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, Giants, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, guys, take it easy. And I'll see you guys in the next video and stream. And yeah, let's hopefully this means a positive future for RuneScape. Take it easy, all. All the best.